everyone, welcome back to Jikook Universe. In a world that never stops moving, there are moments that ask us to slow down. Moments that don't demand attention. They simply wait for those who are willing to feel. K-pop is often loud. Bright lights, bold stages, headlines racing faster than our hearts can follow. But every once in a while something different appears. Something quiet. Something small. Something that doesn't shout, yet somehow lingers longer than anything else. A single upload. A gentle smile. A detail so subtle that only those who truly care would notice. And suddenly the entire fandom pauses. Scrolling stops. Breaths are held. Screens are replayed again and again. And a question settles softly in everyone's chest. Was that meant to be seen? Tonight we're not here to prove anything. We're not here to label, confirm, or define. We're here to talk about a feeling. A warmth that arrived without warning. A connection that didn't need explanation. A moment that felt personal because it wasn't trying to be public. So take a breath with us. Slow your thoughts. And let's talk about why this quiet exchange between Jimin and Jungkook became one of the most emotionally resonant moments of the year. On October 18, 2025, the K-pop universe shifted, softly. There was no countdown. No teaser. No announcement hinting that something unforgettable was about to happen. It began with Jimin. A simple Weverse upload. Just Jimin, calm, composed, radiant in that way only he can be. His expression gentle. His presence warm. The kind of warmth that doesn't demand attention yet draws you in anyway. At first it felt familiar. Comforting. Like seeing someone you trust smiling quietly across the room. But then, something caught the eye. Not immediately. Not dramatically. Just enough to make you pause. A ring. Resting quietly on his ring finger. No caption pointing to it. No angle exaggerating it. It wasn't shown, it was there. And somehow that made all the difference. In the world of fandom, small details carry weight. And this one felt heavy with meaning. Was it a fashion choice? A symbolic accessory? A personal reminder? Or something far more intimate? Something not meant to be explained? Questions formed, but answers weren't rushed. Because what fans felt first wasn't curiosity. It was emotion. A soft tightening in the chest. A warmth spreading slowly. As if the moment wasn't asking to be understood. Only felt. Then came Jungkook. Not with noise. Not with grand gestures. But with presence. Shortly after Jimin's upload appeared, Jungkook responded. Just a few heart emojis. A gentle comment. A reaction so subtle that, to an outsider, it might seem ordinary. But to ARMY, it felt anything but. Because longtime fans know Jungkook's language. They recognize when his reactions are casual. And when they're intentional. This one felt intentional. The timing. The warmth that lingered far longer than the comment itself. It didn't feel like a fan reacting to a post. It felt like someone responding to someone they deeply care about. And that difference was everything. Within moments, the fandom shifted into collective awareness. Not chaos. Not frenzy. But something closer to shared awe. Screenshots spread across timelines. Comments filled with shaking hands and quiet disbelief. People didn't scream. They whispered. Did you see that? The way he reacted. Why does this feel so different? Hashtags followed. Not as declarations but as expressions of emotion. Hashtag Jikook marriage rumor. Hashtag Jimin ring 2025. Not because fans wanted to force a narrative, but because they didn't know how else to hold what they were feeling. Media outlets soon joined in. Headlines questioned. Articles speculated. But beneath the surface of analysis and clicks, something far more human was happening. Fans weren't chasing news. They were revisiting memories. Old moments resurfaced. Times when Jungkook's eyes searched for Jimin in crowded rooms. Moments when Jimin's laughter softened only around Jungkook. Small gestures that once felt insignificant, now glowing with new meaning. Edits appeared, slow, tender, filled with music that matched the mood of longing and warmth. Fan art bloomed like quiet confessions, each piece holding emotion words couldn't contain. Not because fans believed they had answers, but because they were responding to a feeling they couldn't ignore. Later, sources clarified that Jimin's upload was not an official announcement. Just a spontaneous moment. Captured privately. Shared without deeper intention. But the clarification didn't erase anything. Because the moment had already done what it needed to do. It reminded people that authenticity doesn't disappear just because it isn't labeled. In fact, sometimes the lack of explanation makes it more real. On TikTok, reactions poured in from around the world. Fans cried. Fans laughed through disbelief. Fans sat silently staring at their screens, hands over their mouths. Some said nothing at all. Because sometimes, emotions arrive without words. Hashtags climbed global trends, not fueled by obsession but by connection. Hashtag Jikook caring moment. Hashtag Jungkook support. Hashtag Jimin 30th birthday. People connected the timing to Jimin's milestone birthday. A moment of reflection, growth, and quiet celebration. And suddenly, Jungkook's reaction felt even more meaningful. Like reassurance. Like presence. Like someone saying, "You don't have to stand alone." Speculation about the ring continued. Some believed it symbolized a new chapter. Others thought it was a gift. Some saw it as a reminder of self-love, of achievement, of promises made privately. But the truth is, the ring mattered less than the response. Because objects can be worn. But care is shown. And Jungkook showed it. Not loudly. Not dramatically. But consistently. Fashion journalists analyzed styling. Media debated symbolism. But fans felt something simpler. They felt comfort. They saw two people who have grown together. Through pressure, through change, through silence. They saw a bond that doesn't ask for permission to exist. And maybe that's why this moment stayed. Because nothing was confirmed. Nothing was denied. There was no conclusion to cling to. The ring. A few heart emojis. A quiet exchange. And yet it moved millions. Jimin and Jungkook have always shared something rare. Something that doesn't need definition. It lives in timing. In presence. In the way one reacts without being asked. This moment reminded us of that. It reminded us that the most meaningful connections don't announce themselves. They appear softly. And stay. Whatever the meaning behind that ring may be, one truth remains. The care was real. The support was visible. And the moment will be remembered. Because sometimes, love doesn't need a stage. Sometimes it only needs a heartbeat. Thank you for staying with us. For slowing down. For feeling beyond what's said. Until the next moment worth pausing for. This has been Jikook Universe.